All right, let's talk about something we all think about, right? Becoming the best version of ourselves. It's this huge, amazing goal, but man, it can feel so confusing, overwhelming even. Well, today we're going to break it all down into a super simple but really powerful strategy. Let's start with the biggest thing that gets in our way.
Okay, so why do those big, grand plans we make always seem to, well, fail? You know exactly what I'm talking about. It's that New Year's resolution energy. We decide, that's it, I'm gonna change everything. We go all in. No more sugar, gym every single day, read a book a week. But what happens after a week? Maybe two. It's just exhausting, right? It's not sustainable. And before you know it, you're right back where you started, feeling kinda defeated. So, what gives?
I absolutely love this quote from a TEDx talk by Anthony Chum. He frames it like a software update. Life is constantly giving you this little pop-up. A new version of you, You 2.0, is available. Would you like to download now? It's that moment you have a chance to grow, to get a little stronger, a little wiser. But what do? So often, just like with our phones, we look at it and go, remind me later. So why do we keep hitting remind me later? Well, there's actually some fascinating brain science behind it. It's called the status quo bias. Basically, our brains are wired to love what's safe and familiar. Change, even good change, feels uncertain, and your brain's #1 job is to keep you safe, so it sees that uncertainty as a potential threat. It's like a built-in security guard that prefers the devil you know. So our default setting is just to do nothing, to stay stuck in version 1.0.
Okay, so if these huge, sweeping changes are basically set up to fail, what's the answer? The secret, it turns out, isn't some giant, life-altering event. Nope. It's something way smaller, way more manageable, and honestly, way more powerful. We're talking about the power of getting just 1% better.
And if you want to see this in action, check out this story. For 100 years, the British cycling team was, well, they were kind of a joke. We're talking 1 gold medal in a century. It got so bad that one of the top bike companies refused to even sell them bikes because they didn't want to be associated with them. Ouch. But then in 2003, everything changed. They hired a new guy, Dave Brailsford, and he had this one simple idea he called the aggregation of marginal gains.
Now, his whole philosophy was this. If you break down everything you can think of that goes into riding a bike and then improve every single one of those things by just 1%, the gains will add up. And I mean, they looked at everything. Yeah, sure, they redesigned the bike seats for more comfort. They rubbed alcohol on the tires for better grip. But they didn't stop there. They tested different massage gels to see which one worked best. They even hired a surgeon to teach the cyclists how to wash their hands properly to avoid getting sick. They found the perfect pillow for each individual rider. They painted the inside of the team truck white just so they could spot tiny bits of dust that might mess with the finely tuned bikes. Each change by itself seems almost ridiculous, right? So small.
And it all came back to this one beautiful, simple number, 1%. That's it. We're not talking about a massive 10% leap. We're not talking about 100% overall. Just one tiny percent. That feels doable, doesn't it? It's not about being perfect tomorrow. It's just about being a tiny bit better than you were today.
But here is where the math gets absolutely wild. This is the magic of it. You think that 1% better every day for a year would make you, 365% better. But that's not how it works. Because of the power of compounding, the same thing that makes investments grow, those tiny gains multiply on each other. And at the end of a year, you're nearly 38 times better. Not 38%, 38 times. It's unbelievable.
And that really brings us to the core of it all. The author, James Clear, says it perfectly. We have to stop thinking that success comes from these huge, once-in-a-lifetime transformations. It doesn't. Real lasting success is just the product of our small, daily habits. It's the compound interest of you getting better day after day after day.
All right, so we get it. The 1% rule is powerful. But how do we actually do it? How do we put it into practice and install that You 2.0 upgrade? Well, here's the trick. You have to forget about your goals. I know, it sounds crazy, but you need to focus on your system. A goal is the destination, but the system is the road that gets you there. So let's build that road.
And here it is, a simple 4-step system to get you started. It's really straightforward.
First, you've got to define your why. Second, you need to design your environment. Third, you build your routines so it all becomes automatic. And fourth, and this one's huge, you have to learn to fail forward.
Okay, step 1. This is the bedrock of everything. Because, let's be real, change is hard. Your motivation is going to disappear sometimes. That's just a fact. Your why is the thing that pulls you through when you just don't feel like it. It's your fuel. And don't just keep it in your head. That's just a wish. Get it down on paper. Make it real. Ask yourself, why do I really, really want this? What will my life actually look like? That vision is what makes the hard days totally worth it.
Step 2 is all about rigging the game in your favor. It's about making the right choice the easiest choice. Look, willpower is finite, it runs out. So stop relying on it. Instead, become the architect of your own space. Make your good habits super obvious and your bad habits invisible. You want to read more? Don't hide the book on a shelf, put it right on your pillow. You want to learn guitar? Don't keep it in the case, put it on a stand right in the middle of your living room. Make it harder to not do the good thing.
All right, step 3, put it on autopilot. This is where discipline comes in, but not the way you think. It's not about forcing yourself to do things. It's about building routines so you don't even have to think about doing them. And the best way to do this is a little trick called habit stacking. You just find a habit you already do without thinking, and you bolt the new habit right onto it. The formula is simple. After I do my current habit, I will do my new habit. So, after I pour my morning coffee, I will meditate for 1 minute. Or, after I take my shoes off, I will put my gym clothes on. Simple, right?
And finally, step 4. This one might be the most important. You have to learn how to fail. No, really, you have to totally change your relationship with failure. If you're trying to get better, you're going to step outside your comfort zone, and guess what? You're going to stumble. That's a guarantee. The key is to stop seeing failure as a final judgment on you. It's not a verdict. It's just data. It's feedback telling you what to adjust. In fact, it's a sign you're actually trying. The goal is never to be perfect. The goal is just to not miss twice in a row. Okay, so this is where we go from the practical how-to to something much, much deeper. Because the ultimate upgrade, it's not really about changing what you do. It's about changing who you are. It's about your identity. Just look at the difference here. It's such a powerful shift. A goal-based habit is saying, I want to run a marathon. It's focused on an outcome, a finish line. But an identity-based habit says, I want to become a runner. See the difference? One is about an event. The other is about who you are. When you start thinking, I am a runner, going for a run isn't a chore anymore. It's just you being you. And here's how you build that new identity. Think of it like this. Every single action you take is a vote for the type of person you want to become. That's it. Every time you pick up a book instead of your phone, you cast a vote for I am a reader. Every time you choose water over soda, you cast a vote for I am a healthy person. Your habits are the proof. They are the evidence that builds your identity one tiny vote at a time. Here's a really cool, kind of mind-bending idea from Anthony Metivier. He says you don't have one single self. You have lots of selves. You know, there's your motivated self, your lazy self, your happy self, your grumpy self. They're all in there, and they're always changing, kind of like Jell-O wobbling around. The trick, he says, isn't to try and control the Jell-O. The trick is to become the bowl, to build a strong, stable foundation that can hold all those different versions of you without getting thrown off balance. So, we've covered a lot. We talked about the power of 1%, about building systems, and about voting for your new identity. The download for You 2.0 is ready to go. It's sitting right there. All you have to do now is press start. Think about this. Every day, you get 86,400 seconds. They tick by whether you're using them or not. You can't save them, you can't get them back. But what you can do is recognize that every single one of those seconds is a brand new chance, a new opportunity to start, a new moment to cast one tiny little vote for the person you are becoming. So I want to leave you with this one question. Let's just forget about the giant, overwhelming master plan for a second. Forget about changing your whole life overnight. Just ask yourself this. What is the one tiny 1% improvement you can make today, right now? What's that first small step you can take to start your upgrade? Because really, That's all it ever takes to begin. Thanks for joining me.